for tonight's game between Lynn Classical and Malden. I want to remind everyone that caution and negative chants will not be tolerated during the game. Inappropriate behavior will result in you being ejected from this room and facility when the lead is clear to your team in a positive manner. And now for the starting lineup for the visitors, Malden. First, sophomore, Nancy Solomon. Senior captain, Yasmin Ali. Senior captain, Nadia Sarah. Senior Lisette Khan. And sophomore, Tori Gammon. Now for your own classical Lady Lynn. Up first for the 35, sophomore, Lauren Wilson. Junior, number 10, Ava Thurman. Junior, number 14, Laura Hennessy. Senior captain, number 2, Molly Damon. And senior captain, number 4, Lee Sprinkler. The athlete will sign the back of the Indianapolis to sing our national anthem will be played. Thank you. Good luck in that team.
Welcome to Lynn Educational Television. I'm Afton Dean, bringing you Lynn Classical Girls Basketball as they give host to the Malden Golden Tornadoes. And Malden coming in third in the GBL, sitting at 2-2. Classical with just one loss, a non-league loss at the hands of St. Mary's. So we are ready for tip-off here at the Classical Gym. Very small crowd on hand, and you'd have to think that's due to the rise in COVID-19 cases. It'll be a Shirless and Brinkler tip it at half court. Classical wins the tip, and we are underway. They kick it out to Ava Thurman. She'll try from three, rims it out. Good shot by Thurman. As mentioned, Classical with just one loss on the season. It was a non-league matchup against St. Mary's in the Bovarini tournament. And they will get Yasmin Alayan with a travel call there. So Classical get the ball back. They go back to Thurman. She thought about it. Thurman goes baseline, they get it into Mannion, goes with a hook shot and airmails it. Wilson saves it right to Malden. Malden the other way. Minute in, neither team has scored. Classical gonna go with that 2-3 zone to begin the game. And 2 turnovers here for Malden in the early going. Lauren Hennessy will bring up the ball for Classical. They go inside to Brinkler. Her pass is picked off. Up to Lisette Curran. And her pass is picked off. Thurman pulls it out. Nice up fake by Thurman. Gets a little bit closer and uses the glass. Ava Thurman. Soft touch off the glass. And it makes it 2-0 Classical. Neither team has played in over a week in game action. And I'll talk about that as we go through the broadcast. Lauren Wilson with the steal. Hennessy from 3, back rims it. Thurman sneaks in for the rebound. Wilson from 3 and nails it. Lauren Wilson for 3. Classical not afraid to shoot it from long range. Five 0 Classical lead. And we're going to get a foul on Hennessy. And Tori Gammon going to go to the line for Malden. Malden looking for their first points of the night. Gammon makes the first. And first off the Classical bench is number 15, Akaya Brown. And Molly Mannion will take a quick break on the Classical bench. Gammon 1 of 2 at the line. Wilson drives. Tough shot. Wilson almost put it down. Near travel. And nice trap defense by Wilson and Hennessy. Possession will stay Malden. And that shot was off the mark, so it's going to be Classical ball here. Look for Classical to run here. Coach Sawyer expressing some dissatisfaction with the pace early on here. And we got a Malden player injured, and we are going to go for a quick injury timeout here. And we're going to get a sub off the Malden bench. Number 11 for Malden is not listed. We'll try to get her name when we get a timeout. Wilson goes hard to the basket, dishes it, and pass is tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be Malden ball. 5-1 here, and we are about halfway through this first quarter. Kimberly Vo came down awkwardly on that knee for Malden, and she's seeking medical attention to my left. Classical, on the other hand, turns it over, had a great fast break opportunity. So both teams playing sloppy to start this game, and expected. It's been a 7-day layoff for games. Actually, more than that. Classical going with that trap defense. And we got to travel. So Classical putting the pressure on defense, and it's coming up with some rewards here. Some forced turnovers here in this first quarter. So Classical will inbound here, up 5-1, 3:56 left here in this first quarter. Lauren Wilson hit a 3. Ava Thurman with the jump shot. That's been all the scoring for Classical at this point. Brinkler off the dribble. And she's going to get hacked on the arm, so Reese Brinkler, solid move to the basket, and she will get rewarded with a couple free throws. Brinkler looking for her first points of the night. Reese Brinkler, senior captain. I was watching Classical during warm-ups, and Reese Brinkler, I'm pretty sure, hit every single free throw. Makes 1 of 2 here. And it makes it a 6-1 game. Classical going to apply the full court pressure. And we got a foul. I think Brown got Shirless on the way by. They're actually going to give the foul to Brinkler, her first personal, team's third.
The good thing is you still have 2 left. Lori, Angie, get back in.
And we are live on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And we will be providing you with all winter sports coverage as we continue the winter sports season. 0 of 2 at the line. And Classical with the ball up 6-1. Thurman thought about it. Pulls it back out. Nearly loses it. Trying to find Wilson. Wilson will reset the offense. Shot clock at 7. Classical going to have to make a move. It's Wilson. Wilson off the rim and out. Malden with the rebound. They kick it out. And unfortunately, as I mentioned, we do not have that player on our roster, number 11 for Malden. So we will make sure she gets credit for that 3-pointer. And we will get a name as soon as we have a chance to make to the scores table. Quiet first quarter, 10 combined points between both teams, 6-4 Classical advantage. Shirley's going to make her move, goes baseline. Shirley wanted a whistle. Instead, Classical the other way. Brinkler kicks it. Dangerous pass. Akia Brown cutting nicely to the basket. Nice move. Shirillis pulls up, can't bank it home. Brinkler ahead, her pass picked off, and it's gonna make its way into Hennessy's hands. And some sloppy play here early on. Brinkler will pull up. Would have been a 2 if it counted. Thurman got hit on the arm, no call. And after all that, it's still 8-4 Classical. And we're gonna get a traveling call. Amaya Johnson will check in for Malden, her first minutes of the night. And we're gonna get a couple changes on the Classical side. Wilson will head to the bench. Brinkler will head to the bench. And we're gonna see Delaney Dana for the first time tonight. And Molly Mannion checks back in. Mannion goes baseline, gets cut off on the baseline, and it's gonna stay Classical ball. Some confusion on the Classical side. Mannion looking, finally gets it inbounded. And Brown misses it. Classical will get the ball back, barring an offensive rebound. About a 20-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Nearly had the and one. And that's Tori Gammon. And she will go to the line where she is 1 of 2 tonight. Classical can get close to the last shot of the quarter. And if you haven't noticed, all players are equipped with masks, which is an MIAA requirement for all student athletes indoors, along with all spectators in the building tonight. Gammon, 2 of 4 at the line tonight. And Classical turns it over. Malden can tie with a 3. And really flush a poor first quarter for both teams. Lisette Curran will inbound for Malden. And we're gonna get a traveling violation. So Classical fortunate to get the ball back after the careless turnover. They loop it ahead to Mannion. And Mannion loses it. Malden will get it back, shot clock off. Curran can't bank it home. Thurman up ahead to Hennessy. And Lauren Hennessy. Nice position down low, running the floor. And Malden will give it right back. Classical has 1.8 seconds to get a shot off here. And Malden fortunate not to get called with a foul there with time expiring. So at the end of the first quarter, it's Classical leading it 10-5. And we are back for the second quarter here in the Lynn Classical Gym. Classical out in front 10-5 after a sloppy first quarter on both sides. And as mentioned, both teams coming out after an extended break due to the stoppage in play in the Greater Boston League due to the coronavirus. And Classical starts off the quarter with a turnover. We are still awaiting a name for number 11. We'll make sure we can get that to you as soon as possible. Nice pass by Curran, nearly gets picked off. And Thurman with some nice defense out aggressively on Curran. Maya Johnson will head to the bench, and we're going to see Yasmin a Lion for Malden. And she makes a quick impact. 10-8 game. Hennessy from deep nearly goes down. Malden daring Hennessy to take the shot. And we got a traveling violation. The Classical full court pressure really bothering some teams. And we're seeing it with Malden here early on. Thurman for three. Nearly gets the friendly roll. Molly Mannion sneaks in for an offensive rebound. Classical will get another possession here. And Hennessy's pass flies high over Thurman's outstretched arm. Classical back to that full court pressure. Malden got to be careful here that they get it over. And we have a jump ball. Nice aggressive defense. Delaney Dana. Both teams searching to find some points here. Trying to find the hot hand. And I think it's going to be a travel. Classical with the ball here. It's coming up on 6 minutes of play here in the first half. And Dana's pass picked off. Sharilis the other way. Finds its way to Curran. And in and out. Curran pulled up from the free throw line. And that's been the type of night for both teams. And that foul is going to go against Kia Brown. Yasmin a Lion at the line for Malden. Misses that first one. Look to salvage one here. And makes one of two at the line. Previously hit a 3. And she's your game's leading scorer with 4. And another turnover for Classical. Classical yet to score in this quarter. 2 minutes in here. Sharilis looking to drive, and nearly picked off by Wilson, and then she commits the foul. So loose ball foul against Lauren Wilson. That's her first personal and 6th team foul. So this could be a very slow-moving second quarter with Classical nearly in the bonus. And that could mean lots of free throws for Malden. Curran throws it away. Hennessy will bring it up for Classical. Brinkler set a nice screen. They go to Wilson. And she's going to get 3 free throws. And she almost hit the shot. Lauren Wilson. Wilson, just a sophomore for the Rams. And has really shown early on in her career that she brings a lot to the table. Offensively for this Rams team. Makes the first 2. Two of 3 for Wilson at the line. Classical gets back on defense nicely. And we got a foul. And Classical now over the limit. So we'll have a 1-and-1. Yasmin Lyon at the line for Malden. Tori Gammon will take a quick break on the Malden bench. Amaya Johnson in. So 1-and-1 here at the line. 12-9 game, 5:16 left here in this second quarter. And free throws don't hurt that trip down the court. They kick it to Thurman. Hands it off to Hennessy. Lots of dribbling. Classical gonna have to make a move here. Thurman, strong move. You can count the basket. And Thurman will go to the line looking for a 3-point play. And that shot a prime example of the type of athlete Thurman is. Outstanding basketball player. And a 2-sport athlete. Also part of the soccer program here at Classical. And Coach Sawyer not thrilled with the officials right now. They're going to get that foul against Akia Brown. They're going to say a foul over the top in the rebounding act. Shirillis will go to the line, looking to cut into the Classical lead. Makes the first of a 1-and-1. She'll get one more. Fast-paced first quarter. Things have slowed down a bit here in the second, in large part to Classical being in foul trouble here. And Shirillis makes both. It is a 14-11 game, 1-possession game. Classical with the ball. Wilson gonna drive. And nice move by Wilson. And Lauren with a steal. And not sure how she got that shot off. And we're going to get an offensive foul. No, we're going to get a blocking foul. Crazy trip down the court for Classical. They grabbed 4 points. Hennessy sneaks in there. Banks it home off the turnover for Malden. Shirless makes the first. Senior captain here at the line for Malden. And making a living at the free throw over the last minute or so. She's got 4 points. And Brinkler can't get it inside to Molly Mannion, and going to lead to another Classical turnover. Classical going to stay full court press. Classical trying with that trap defense. Malden passing out of it nicely. And they can't run the break. Classical the other way. Wilson up ahead to Hennessy. Wilson got it to Hennessy. Hennessy tried to sidestep the defender. No luck. And we're coming right off into the 3:55 mark here. So right over the halfway mark of the second quarter. Shirley saves it. Shirley will pull back out, reset the offense for Malden. Curran kicks it. Somebody's got to shoot it for Malden. Shot clock winding down. And Wilson's got Hennessy and Mannion and nearly throws it away. It's going to stay Classical ball. Brinkler will inbound for Classical. 18-13, Classical lead. Mannion can't hit the hook shot. And another empty possession for Classical. Curran passes out of the press nicely up ahead. Brinkler with the steal ahead of the break and lays it up and in. And Reese Brinkler makes it a 20-13 game. Classical on top with 2:47 left here in the first half, and we will take a break. Out of the timeout, 2:47 left to go here in the second quarter. Lauren Wilson, your leading scorer for the Rams with 7. She's your game's leading scorer. And Malden having all kinds of issues scoring. And that box and one really bothering them on the offensive side. Classical trapping immediately in the backcourt. It's going to stay Malden ball here. And Classical making Malden work for every offensive possession at this point. Shirillis cuts to the basket, gets cut off on the baseline. Nice defense by Brinkler. Brinkler looking to post up, and her pass is picked off. Malden with a 2-on-1 break. Shirillis' shot too strong off the glass, up ahead to Hennessy. She finds Thurman. Thurman running the floor. Nice up fake. And 2 more for Ava Thurman. She's got 6 on the night. 22-13 Classical lead. Shirillis got away with a shove there. And Malden very fortunate not to get called with a backcourt violation there. I think we were all looking at the clock. Coach Sawyer looking at the officials and not happy right now, and rightfully so. Brinkler into Mannion. And Brinkler loses it. Classical fortunate to keep the possession here. Wilson sets the pick. Gonna pull up from 3. Front rims it. Wilson got a good look. And Shirillis doesn't make the shot, but will go to the line here and gets bumped off the shot. And that foul is going to go against Molly Mannion, her 3rd foul of the night. I would think Mannion would come out of this game with those 3 fouls. And as I say that, Delaney Dana makes her way to the scorer's table. So Dana will take over for Mannion. Mannion's done for the rest of the quarter with those 3 fouls. And 10 team fouls for Classical here in this first half. Shirillis hits 1. And despite a disastrous first half, Malden within 8 at 22-14, and they pick it off here. Under a minute to play in the first half. Curran with the putback. Her first points of the night. Malden should get the ball back. Wilson's shot blocked. And she aggressively tries to get her own miss. Jump ball's gonna go to Malden. I'm guessing neither team is gonna be going into the locker room happy. Even Classical, who holds a 22-16 lead at the moment. Again, sloppy play on both ends in this first half. And it will be Classical ball. Shot clock off. Classical has a chance to take the last shot in the quarter. Let's see if they do. And Coach Sawyer calling for his team to take the last shot. And some miscommunication as Sawyer was calling for the last shot of the quarter on the sidelines. And instead, Malden has 13.2 seconds to get a shot off. Plenty of time. And some exchanges of turnovers. And Classical will have the ball with 1.1 seconds off the jump ball. Just enough time for a desperation half-court shot. Baseball pass in, Herman from half court. And can't bank it home. So Classical will go into the locker room after a sloppy first half on both sides. And they'll be leading it 22-16. We'll see you for the second half. And we are back for your second half of action, Classical and Malden. There's 16 minutes left to play in this game. Classical up 22-16. And it was a first half full of turnovers, so if you're just joining us, you didn't miss much on the offensive end of the ball. Lauren Wilson, your leading scorer for both sides, 7 points, including a three-pointer. And I did the math. Classical hasn't played in nearly 2 weeks. And as I was mentioning at the top of the broadcast, the GBL took a pause due to the COVID-19 virus. Shirless misses and gets the third attempt. And in fact, Classical hasn't played since the Boverini final against St. Mary's. They go right inside, nice find. Sharp pass. And Mannion rewarded with some good position down low. Both teams open up with points here, something we didn't see a lot of in that first half. Lauren Wilson with the steal and lays it up and in. And we are going to get a quick timeout on the Malden side. So Classical with a basket off the turnover, and they lead it here 26-18, and we'll take a quick timeout. And we are back out of the timeout, and Coach Marino with a quick timeout. Did not like what he saw from his team, especially the collapse on defense. Yasmin Lyon will inbound for Malden. She's looking, gonna have to get it in. And we're gonna get a violation as Malden can't inbound the ball. There were a couple times in the first half, couple close calls. Mannion from the corner. And we're gonna get a foul. And we're gonna get a foul in the rebounding act.
Hey, let's go. Break it. Gotta break it. Let's go.
Foul's actually gonna go against Reese Brinkler. First half, Angie Cologne, credit her with the three-pointer for Malden, number 11. And we got a travel violation on Lisette Curran. So Angie Cologne, number 11, as there was a jersey change. Want to make sure we credit her with the three-pointer. Thurman makes her move. Off-balance shot, not sure how she got that off. Thurman has hit a couple of tough shots tonight. Again, a testament to her athleticism. And nice find inside. And Tori Gammon has got 4 on the night. Lauren Wilson, nice move. Shot doesn't go, but she'll head to the line. Looking to add to her totals on the night. She's got 9. And foul gonna go against Nevaeh Shirillis, her second personal. Wilson makes the first. She's in double digits now with 10. One of two at the line for Wilson. Shirillis looking to make her move. Kicks it to the corner and Gammon steps out. Classical definitely a better pace here offensively to start the quarter. They go right inside to Mannion. Mannion tries to post up, kicks it out to Thurman. They go back inside to Brinkler. She saves it to Wilson, and Wilson gonna get fouled as she's tripped up. And Classical will take it underneath the basket. Wilson short with it. And Molly Mannion short with the putback. It's gonna stay Classical ball here. Brinkler looking, finds Mannion. Mannion turn around, short. And credit Mannion. Airmails it and then gets right in there and tries to get her own miss. So it'll be Classical ball here. Side out, Brinkler will inbound. Nice pick by Wilson. Thurman off the dribble, finds Brinkler wide open, and Reese Brinkler, gonna be a 2, well within the 3-point line. Brinkler's got 5. Curran the other way, running the fast break, and her pass is, looked like it was a kicked ball, and it's gonna be Malden ball. Curran will inbound. And that's partially blocked. Thurman pulls up from the free throw line. Shot off the mark. Wilson tries to save it. Thurman got a good look on the break as she pulled up from the free throw line. This place was empty to start. Fans have piled in a little bit since the start of the game. And Gammon was wide open. Not a Classical jersey around her, but travels with it. Classical trying to run that pick and roll. Pass gets picked off. Brinkler does a nice job cutting off the baseline. And this time, Tori Gammon makes the Classical defense pay as nobody in sight again. Coach Sawyer calling for a timeout, and we're gonna get a jump ball. Could not get the timeout in time. Curran will inbound for Malden. Up to Gammon. Nice move. Too strong off the basket. Thurman went down hard. And Shirilis count the basket, and she's got a chance for a three-point play. Fortunately, Thurman not showing any signs of injury. Coach Sawyer's going to give her a quick breather on the bench, as she went down very hard. I'd imagine Coach Sawyer, just out of precaution, going to give her a quick breather. So free throw doesn't go. It'll stay 31-24. Nice pass inside. Wilson for three. No good. Long rebound. Delaney Dana tries to get it back to Wilson. And it's going to be out off of Malden. Maya Johnson will check back in for Malden. And Angie Colon will go to the Malden bench. Brinkler looking, gets it into Wilson. Brinkler gonna set the screen. And we're gonna get a timeout on the Classical side, as Coach Sawyer doesn't like what he sees. And with 3:19 left to play in this third quarter, Classical on top 31-24. And Classical out of the timeout. Thurman will re-enter the game. Good sign after taking that hard fall. 3:19 left here in this third quarter. They inbound to Mannion. Brinkler, floater doesn't go. Too strong. Curran with the rebound. Loses the dribble. Hennessy nearly forced a turnover. Curran, count the basket. And she's going to go to the line. Lissette, Curran. Nice play. Strong move to the basket. She has played every minute for Malden. Curran hits the free throw. Great athlete, also a softball player for Malden. Wilson pulls up, too strong. And we're gonna get an over-the-top foul on Akia Brown. And gonna be a push. So Malden within 4 here, 31-27. That's Brown's 4th personal. It looks like she'll stay in this game at this point. Nobody up off the Classical bench to sub in for Brown. Cologne looking, they finally loop it ahead, and Classical gonna get the ball back here. Hennessy can't save it, and back and forth. Countless turnovers here. I'd love to see turnovers versus shot attempts in this game for both sides. Cologne brings it up for Malden. And strong move along the baseline for Yasmin Alayan. She's got 5. Hennessy from the corner thought about it, gets a little bit closer. Short with it, and Malden has a chance to tie this game. 31-29, they can take the lead with a 3. And Akia Brown looks up in disbelief. She thought she had all ball. Looked like there was a little bit of contact. So Tori Gammon will head to the line. And the interior defense for Classical has been exposed a little bit tonight. Specifically Tori Gammon. A few wide open shots down low. Brown will come out of this game with 5 fouls. Brinkler will check back in. And Brown with 2 points on the night, but in all kinds of foul trouble. Unique routine for Gammon at the free throw line, but she hits both. That's all that matters. Wilson cutting, and shot partially blocked. Shirillis hands it off out to Cologne, and that pass gets picked off. Thurman. And nice move by Thurman as she gets pushed off the shot. So Thurman will have a chance for Classical to regain the lead here. 1:23 left here in this third quarter. As I mentioned, it was a fast-moving first quarter, but both sides slowing down the pace here into the second half. Thurman can break this 31 all tie here with this free throw. Classical has led the entire game, and this is the first tie since it was 0-0 to start. Curran finally helps Malden pass out of the press and turns it over. Good defense by Classical, and we got an offensive foul going against Lauren Wilson. Not a lot of fans here, as I mentioned, a few filed in late, but lots of noise here down the stretch, and quite a few Malden fans on hand. They get it up ahead to Thurman. Thurman gonna reset the offense here for Classical. Brinkler gonna try to post up here. And nice turnaround for Brinkler. We haven't seen that a lot from her. And we're gonna get a traveling violation. So shot clock off, Classical regains the lead, 33-31 here. They can take the last shot of the quarter. Elected not to in the first half when they had this opportunity. Brinkler misses it. Plenty of time for Malden to get a shot off. 11 seconds. Curran kicks it out. Somebody gonna have to shoot it. Shot doesn't go, and the buzzer will sound. So back and forth, Malden erases a 6-point halftime deficit. They're within 2, and it's 33-31 with 8 minutes of basketball to play. What was a 22-16 halftime lead for Classical has now been erased. Malden outscores Classical 15-11 in that third quarter, and they're within 2, 33-31. Thurman nearly spins it home. She'll go to the line. Lauren Wilson still your game's leading scorer in double digits with 10. Thurman looking to add to her total for the night at the free throw line. She's got 8. 0 of 2 at the line tonight. Makes the first. And if you're joining us on the Lynn Classical TV YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button down below. And we'll continue to provide full coverage of all classical winter sports. And we'll be right back here on Thursday night for the Lynn Classical, Lynn English boys basketball showdown. Cologne can't hit. And it's always a good one when those two teams get together. John Hoffman will have the call on Thursday night right here in the Classical gym. Wilson can't bank it home. Gammon shot blocked. Hennessy up to Thurman. She's got Mannion running the floor. Loses the dribble. And finds Mannion. Nice job by Mannion. Active without the ball. Curran kicks it. And we got a foul. And it's going to be more free throws for Tori Gammon. Malden had tied it up there in that third quarter. And Classical on a little run here, 5-0 run to be exact. And have distanced themselves 36-31. If you're just joining us, we got about 6 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Classical on top 36-31. Classical has to be careful here. 7 team fouls. Gammon 1 of 2 at the line. She's got 9 tonight. Wilson, strong move, doesn't go. Brinkler's shot doesn't go. And we're gonna get a foul against Brinkler as Cologne goes down. And Classical is over the limit. It's gonna be a 1-and-1 here coming up. So Cologne will have a chance to dig into this 4-point deficit. Off the mark, and we're gonna get a violation, lane violation on Malden. Wilson comes back and gathers it. Wilson at the point right now for Classical. And Wilson's gonna get fouled down low on the entry pass. Brinkler will inbound. Fresh shot clock for Classical. And with that, we will get a timeout on the Classical side. So Classical leading in here 36-32 with 6:02 left here in this fourth quarter. Classical will inbound out of the timeout. 6:02 left here in this fourth quarter. Wilson will, actually Brinkler will do the honors of inbounding. Into Thurman. Thurman off balance shot. Fortunate to get into the hands of Mannion, and Mannion will go to the line. That ball somehow found Mannion. Mannion makes the first. Mannion quietly having a good night. She's got 5. And 5 is the Classical lead at 37-32. Sherlish trying to make her move. Mannion, nice defense. Nearly picked off by Wilson. Cologne thought about it, gonna drive, and we're gonna get a whistle. And that's gonna go against Lauren Wilson, who gets Cologne on the arm. And Classical Classical, of course, over the limit here. Cologne misses that one. Delaney Dana will check in. Lauren Wilson going to go to the bench with those 4 fouls. I'm sure we'll see her re-enter shortly down the stretch here. Don't want to risk her fouling out. Chirillis with the offensive board off the missed free throw. And Delaney somehow sneaks in there. And Delaney Dana, her first points of the night. And an odd exchange. Turnovers on both sides. That's happened frequently tonight. And gonna be classical ball here. Brinkler will bring it up for the Rams. And that pass is picked off. Curran, nice floater, halfway down. No whistle. She was looking for a whistle. Dana makes her move, can't bank it home. And we're gonna get a foul. And that foul will be against Molly Mannion, her 4th personal. And classical over the limit. Both teams showing some fatigue here down the stretch. And as I mentioned, it's been a long layoff for both teams with the pause in the GBL schedule. All spectators and players required to wear masks, including myself, as we are courtside here. Yasmin Lyon hits 1. And it's a 6-point game coming up on the halfway point of this 4th quarter. Nice move by Mannion, everything but the basket. And we're gonna get a foul against Malden. And we got a 1-and-1 here as Malden now in the bonus. That foul is gonna go against Angie Cologne. And Brinkler will be at the line. Special shout out to my camera crew tonight. Kevin, Alex, and Marcus for Lynn Educational Television as Brinkler makes their first. And these students really do brave all the conditions to bring you full coverage of your athletic games. Baseball, softball can be some cold conditions. We know football and soccer can be tough in the fall. They do it all, these students. They deserve all the credit. Yasmin Lyon makes her move. And gonna mean more free throws here. So this could mean a very long 4 minutes. Kimberly Vo, senior guard, has checked in. First time we've seen her since going down with a knee injury in the 1st quarter. Glad to see she's doing okay. And we're going to get a timeout on the Malden side. So 4:11 left to play. 41-33 Classical advantage. .411 left to play in this game. Classical up 8. And we're already an hour and a half into this game. As I mentioned, it has been a slow-moving second half. And both teams over the limit in the foul department. Lion will look to salvage one at the line. Does not. Thurman, long rebound. And Classical will have the ball here. Near steal, dangerous pass there. Thurman fortunate to come away with it. Hennessy's been quiet in this second half. They could use her scoring. Thurman gets hit, no whistle. And even with the 4 fouls, they're going to get Lauren Wilson back into this game down the stretch here as Classical looks to close it out. Wilson playing limited minutes in this fourth quarter so far in foul trouble. Wild shot. And the ball finds Brinkler. Talk about being in the right place at the right time, and Brinkler's going to get some free throws. Brinkler makes the first. She can get into double digits with this upcoming free throw. She's got 9. And Brinkler's got 10 on the night. Big game for Reese Brinkler, the senior captain. And the lead is now 10. Sharulis misses the layup. Up ahead to Thurman. She's got Wilson running the floor. Wilson with the rebound. Kicks it back out to Brinkler. And Brinkler can't hit it. Malden comes away with it. Sharulis up and in. She's got 10. 6 of those coming at the free throw line. Hand it off to Thurman. Mannion goes baseline. And Mannion will be at the line looking to extend the Classical lead. 2:48 left to play. Mannion misses both. And Malden needs to get it over half court. Cologne, along with it. Brinkler tracks it down, gets it over to Thurman. Barring a major comeback here, Wilson's going to pull up. Back rims it. Barring a major comeback, Classical is going to remain undefeated in GBL play. Up 8 as we come on the 2-minute mark here of the fourth quarter. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And this game will also air on our local educational network, Lynn Educational Television. Be sure to check out the Lynn Educational Television YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. And as mentioned, this will be broadcasted at a later date on Channel 15 Comcast and Channel 36 Verizon. And as mentioned, we will be right back here on Thursday night. Boys basketball, Lynn Classical versus Lynn English. The game that everyone has circled on their calendar at the start of the season. I have been told that there will be limited admission to the game. And I believe it's going to be 2 representatives for each player. As they are trying to limit capacity with the surge of COVID-19 cases. And we're going to get a traveling violation against Malden. Off the rim and out. And it's going to stay Malden ball here. Tennessee nearly comes up with a steal. Lisette Curran has played every minute of this game for Malden. She's logged some serious minutes tonight. And both teams looking fatigued down the stretch. And we're going to get a jump ball. Angie Cologne will inbound for Malden here. 1:41 left to play. The Lions 3 off the mark. And Classical can afford to take some time off the clock here. Up 8. Well on their way to staying undefeated in the GBL. Malden with the loss is going to drop down the rankings in the GBL as they come in 1 and 2. Good for 3rd place at the start of the night. Thurman's got 9. And the bulk of the scoring tonight coming from Brinkler, Thurman, and Wilson. And they have combined for 30 points, 10 apiece. If that's not balance, I'm not sure what is. Tennessee's been quiet since the first quarter. She's got 4 in the night. 10-point lead for Classical. Matches their largest lead of the night, 45-35. Lisette Curran,
Lisette Curran.
she's got 7. Solid night for the senior guard. So Coach Marino with the timeout on the Malden side, not really going to do much at this point, as Malden really doesn't have any 3-point shooters at this point on the active roster to get really back into this. So just a minute and 7 seconds to play.
Nate, go all the way back. Nate, all the way back. Right there. Get it in, get it back to reach. Good, look good, look good.
Malden going to go with the full court press momentarily. Classical can take some time off the clock. Coach Sawyer calling for his team to take some time off the clock. Shot clock at 8. Thurman makes her move. And back rims it. Offensive rebound. And we're going to get a timeout on the Classical side. And for good measure, Coach Sawyer going to preserve the Classical possession here with 37.2 ticks left on the clock. And looking ahead, Classical girls basketball will travel to Lynn English on Thursday night. And if you're looking for last week's games that were canceled due to the COVID-19 pause, those games will be made up in February and also later in January. Times to be announced. But I have been told end of January and also mid-February. And I'm sure this has been a nightmare for most athletic directors trying to make up games, keeping everybody healthy amidst this surge in cases. And Classical can hold here. And Malden getting rewarded with some good defense. Lisette Curran, excuse me, now with 9 points on the night. 45-39 game, 6 points. Classical out in front here. And for good measure, Malden calls the timeout. It'll be interesting to see if Malden tries to foul here. And an exchange of words between the officials and the Malden coaching staff. I mean, it has been a long night for the officiating crew. Both sides have not been happy with them. The fans haven't been thrilled with their effort either. but Classical's going to walk out here victorious tonight. And they'll look to clean things up at practice before they get ready for Lynn English on Thursday. No matter what, a win is a win, though. They're going to go and trap Thurman. And we got a timeout, Lynn Classical. So Classical gets granted the timeout, 8.1 seconds on the clock here. The last couple minutes have felt longer than the entire game. Lots of stoppages here. And looking at the clock, 10 fouls apiece. Classical has one timeout left to burn if they need it. Classical just looking to inbound it and run the clock down to 0-0-0. Malden looking to come up with a steal here. I would imagine Malden's going to continue with the pressure. Nice job by Classical. And that'll take plenty of time off the clock. 2.3 seconds left. Nice job by Brinkler inbounding that. .3 seconds on the clock. And the shot won't go, and the final score here, 45-39.
Final score tonight for Lynn Classical is Lynn Classical 45, Malden 39. Thank you all for coming out. Back home safely and enjoy the rest of your night.
And we'll start with the other side, Malden. Nevaeh Shirillis with 10 points on the night. She's your leading scorer. Lisette Karan with 9 points. And Tori Gammon with 9 points. Those are your leading scorers for Malden. Classical, a nice balanced scoring attack. 10 points apiece from Thurman, Wilson, and Brinkler. They account for 30 of the 45 Classical points. And it was all Classical early on. Both teams going back and forth, and turnovers were a common theme early on. Classical led at 10-5 after the first quarter, and they led at 22-16 at halftime. Malden mounted the comeback in the second half as they outscored Classical 15-11 in that third quarter. They got within, they actually tied it at 31, and Classical then went on a 5-0 run and didn't look back from there and take it here 45-39. So Malden will drop in the standings in the GPL as they will fall to 1-3 in league play. Classical going to stay at the top of the GBL. 45-31, Classical wins this. I'm Afton Dean. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Lynn Classical TV, powered by Lynn Educational Television.